Greetings to all the channel followers. In this video, we will cover a 1-minute scalping strategy, SAO, that includes 2 indicators. The second indicator, MIO-AO, is our main and important one. So be sure to follow along with high attention and focus. Very well, we set the time frame to 1 minute, and it works well on all assets, including Forex and crypto assets. Currently, as we are presenting this strategy, it is applied to Solana assets. To add the first indicator to our chart, we open the Indicators tab and type Tortuga Cloud in the search bar. Now, if I haven't mispronounced its name, look friends, we need the Tortuga Cloud indicator, which is provided by DSwinar. We click on it. After this indicator appears on our chart, we notice that it looks similar to Ichimoku, but the default settings of this indicator are suitable, and we don't need to change anything. However, sometimes on some symbols the default settings are not suitable and do not perform well. Here you can go into the Input tab and change this period, which is set to 14, to achieve better results. Here our clouds are composed of 2 colors, green and red. When our candles form above this indicator, like in these areas, and the cloud color is also green, we are in an upward trend and movement. Conversely, when our candles form below this indicator and the clouds are red, we are in a downward trend and movement. And be sure to definitely note that when our candles are within the clouds, like in these areas, we should certainly wait and ignore the signals that are issued. In fact, you can even use this indicator in other time frames as well, and it performs well. This was a 5-minute time frame, and if you look at the 15-minute time frame as well, it is very suitable and you can combine it with the strategies you had before. And now we come to completing this strategy, where we said the second indicator is our main indicator, and it is extremely important. But before we go and add it to the chart, if you found this video useful, we would be happy if you could give us a like, and by activating the bell, you can be informed more quickly about the next strategies we post on the channel. We changed this frame to 1 minute, and we open the Indicators tab and type 1 minute easy scalping in the search bar. Look friends, we need the first indicator, which is 1 minute easy scalping, and it's version 3 developed and created by Bull Trading AM. We click on it to open it on the chart for us. To change some settings and declutter the chart, we enter the settings of this indicator and go to the Style tab. Here we deactivate the checkbox for bar color and then scroll down to deactivate the bar color checkbox again. We scroll down and here we also deactivate the checkbox for trend average, along with bull arrow and the one below it. Then we proceed to the Input tab, scroll further down to the second last option, where the period is set to 100, and we change it to 50. And after we have applied all these changes, we click on OK. This indicator is also composed of 2 colors, green and red. Naturally, indeed, whenever the green color appears and our candles form above this band, we are definitely in a short-term bullish trend. And whenever these bands turn red and the candles also form below these bands, we are definitely in a short-term bearish trend. And also be sure to note that not all of these signals that are issued are important to us. So how can we receive signals from these two tools? The first point we mentioned is when our candles form inside the cloud. The signals that are issued do not matter to us until they exit the cloud and become valid for us. The signals that are good and executable for us are those that align with the overall trend issued by the clouds or are in the same direction. And sometimes we have a series of price corrections that the indicator issues first, which causes us to sense a change in trend. Like in these cases, where we have price corrections and we see that our overall trend is profitable. So we also disregard these signals. We set the time frame to 5 minutes. It can also be applied to the rest of the time frames. Next, we open the Indicators tab and type Ichimoku in the search bar. See friends, we only need this first indicator, so we click on it to open it on our chart. After this indicator opens on our chart, we don't need all these options. So we go into the indicator settings, enter the Style tab, and deactivate the options you see in the image, keeping only the check marks for these two options, which are the first option and span A. Next, we increase the thickness of the blue color and change the color of span A to white, increasing its thickness as well, and then we enter the tab. We simply enter this tab and it is span and the period is 26, which we just changed to 5, leaving the rest of the periods as default and not altering them. After making these changes and clicking OK, the blue line is our conversion line and the white color is span A. When the blue line crosses the white line upwards, we are in an uptrend. And when the blue line crosses the white line downwards, we are in a downtrend. If we want to use this indicator alone, we might face some challenges. So we can use a second indicator at this stage. Or based on our own knowledge, we can draw a series of supply and demand lines on our chart to make better decisions. And I will use the second indicator for this purpose. But before introducing it, if you found this strategy useful, please give us a like and subscribe to the Persian Digital channel. So next, I open the Indicators tab and type the word MACD in the search bar. Look friends, we need the first indicator, so we click on it to have it appear below our chart. After it opens on the chart, we need to make some changes. So I go into the settings of this indicator and enter the Style tab. Here, I deactivate the checkboxes for MACD, signal and zero line, and change the color of the line to green. And then, change the next color to white, the following color also to white, and the last color to red. Then, I proceed to the Input tab, where I adjust the fast period, which is the number 12, I change it to 100, and the slow period, which is 26, I change to 200. The signal smoothing, which is 9, we change to 14. After making these changes, we click on OK. If these histograms are green and positioned above the zero level, it is a bullish signal for us, and if at any time the histograms are red and positioned below the zero level, they indicate a bearish signal for us. Now, how can we use the combination of this indicator? For a bearish trend, the first indicator should be the Ichimoku, which should have a bearish cross, and then we look at the second indicator, the MACD, which should also confirm the bearish trend. Once the conditions are met, we can consider trading, and the opposite is true for a bullish trend. Now, sometimes we see that the Ichimoku has issued a bullish signal for us, but the second indicator, high, has not yet confirmed this signal and confirms the timing of this signal for us, which practically has moved far from our entry range or entry point, which practically disrupts our risk to reward ratio and leads to a loss. So we disregard those signals, and the signals that are important to us are those where both indicators specify the same direction for us. Or we see signals on the chart like these places where the Ichimoku indicator identifies a bullish crossover and signal for us, but the MACD indicator does not confirm that bullish trend and is still showing a bearish trend. Therefore, the best signals are valid when both are in the same direction. And even if they are in the same direction, but our risk to reward ratio is much higher, we will completely disregard those signals. By following a series of tips, we can prevent our own mistakes. And we mentioned that when opposing signals form for us, we ignore those signals, like in these cases where the downward trend I is confirmed for us, but the MACD indicator does not confirm this decline. Thank you for staying with us and keeping pace up to this moment.